excuse me, earlier today, went online and I Googled, of course, the American Diabetes Association gluten-free mug cake. So I'm in the mood for a mug cake, and I'm gluten-free. So what I came up with was this recipe. It contains oats, it contains canola oil, it contains probably a high glycemic gluten-free flour, because normally that's made out of like rice. And then it has fat-free milk, all of which are no-nos on my foods list because of spiking in blood sugar and the high amount of omega-6s in canola oil can cause inflammation. I used to have joint pain. Now I don't. I'm not going back to that. So, did another Google search. Low-carb chocolate mug cake. And I got a lovely recipe from Low Carb Yum. Now, Low Carb Yum is a wonderful website full of very, very low carb recipes that are diabetes friendly, truly diabetes friendly. Now this recipe is gluten free, it is egg free, and it is made with coconut flour. So from what I understand, that also is safe for people who have a tree nut allergy. So no dairy, no eggs, no tree nuts, no gluten. So this actually will work for so many people, plus no sugar. And she explains that you can use either the sugar and fiber syrup that she recommends, or you can substitute it with a granule sugar replacement. So I can use Swerve. To get started, you need a mug. We're gonna go Christmas theme today. And what you're going to do is you normally will melt half a teaspoon of coconut oil into the mug along with your sweetener. But I'm out of coconut oil, which I know is like horrible. So I'm going to use Now brand MCT oil. It's good stuff. It's like fuel for your brain. It's made out of coconuts. And it helps me manage my ADHD, which is super important. All right, so we've got that, and then I've got my tablespoon of Swerve. So half teaspoon coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of Swerve into the cup. Now you're gonna wanna stir that. Excuse me while I reach into my dishwasher. We're stirring that together. Normally you would melt the coconut oil for 15 seconds in the microwave and then stir it. Since my fat's already liquid. There you go. The next step, add mixed dry ingredients. It is 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of coconut flour, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. I put that all in my little bowl here, and we're going to add that to the cup. Carefully, carefully, don't make a mess. All right. And you stir that together. Pretty easy so far, huh? Oh, that smells pretty darn good, I'll tell you that. The next step, you will be, oh, you know what? I forgot. You're supposed to add vanilla extract in with the fat and the sweetener. I'm out of vanilla extract, so we're going to use a sugar-free almond extract, which I think will be very nice, and that's going to be a half teaspoon. Oh, that smells wonderful. So a half teaspoon of a sugar-free extract. You can use mint, vanilla. I'm using almond. This recipe is pretty awesome. I actually made it earlier to make sure it was awesome, and I would eat this on my birthday. Now, the next step is to add 1.5 tablespoons of heavy cream. I don't have any heavy cream, so I'm using cashew milk, unsweetened cashew milk. I think it would even taste better with the heavy whipping cream. If you are non-dairy though, you can use a non-dairy unsweetened milk. It does work, for me at least. It does change the amount of fat though in the recipe, so if that's something you're worried about or concerned about, you're going to want to look that up. So you stir that in, and it creates a nice batter Oh, that smells so wonderful. Now, since there's no egg in this, technically we could, if we wanted to, go eat this now. But we want to have a brownie cake. So we're going to pop this now in the microwave for 45 seconds. It says between 30 and 90 seconds. That is wonderful. Wow. Yeah, I could definitely just eat that as is. So 45 seconds. Now, the American Diabetes Association mug cake, it had 170 calories, 23 grams of carbohydrate, which is almost as many carbohydrates I eat an entire day, 5 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, and 7 grams of dietary fiber. And remember, it contained omega-6 rich canola oil, which can be inflammatory for a lot of people, and sugar spiking, fat-free milk, and oats, and gluten-free flour, which most of the time is made out of things that are high glycemic. This would not make me a happy camper if I ate this. Low Carb Yums version, which tastes amazing, for one serving size, which is half of this mug brownie, but I recommend like eating the whole thing because it's the most delicious thing in the world. For one serving of hers, the calories are 64 calories, 6 grams of fat, 3.8 grams of carbohydrates, and 1.8 grams of fiber. So there's like 2 net carbs. All right, so personally, I had to multiply this by 2 because I wanted to eat the whole thing. Now, if you make it with the substitutions I did with the MCT oil and with the unsweetened cashew milk because you forgot to go to the grocery store, that version for the whole thing is 50 calories, 9 grams of carbs, 6 grams of fiber, and about 5 grams of fat. Now, I think the low carb yum, pretty much hypoallergenic unless you're allergic to coconut version, is a heck of a lot more diabetes friendly than the ADA's gluten-free chocolate mug cake. Both of the links will be in the description. Thank you so much for listening, and now you know how easy it is to make this recipe. Thank you.